Hey guys, I'm Eden and welcome to my vlog. I've actually never done a vlog or have heard a video or a blog being combined into one another. So this is kind of neat for me to get to do this and try it out and see if this will even work. So bear with me. The first thing I wanted to talk about was just the basics on the difference between saline and silicone implants. Now we know that a saline implant is filled with saline and a silicone implant is filled with silicone, but there's a little more that goes into that. Now with a saline implant, it's filled with a saltwater solution. It's a sterile saltwater solution. And in the silicone implant, silicone, but it's also a medical grade silicone, which you may have heard a little bit about with the PIP implants, the PIP implants. Those were not filled with medical grade, that was industrial grade. So thank you FDA for passing medical grade silicone implants for the United States. Not really sure how close to get to the camera yet. So because the saline shell doesn't come pre-filled, the incision site can be smaller to allow just for the shell to go in, because once the shell is put in place under the breast, then they'll inject the sterile saltwater solution, which is the saline. So that's one of the differences between saline and silicone implants. The incision site on the saline will be a little bit smaller, and on the silicone implants, the incision site will be just a little bit larger. Now when your saline implant ruptures, you'll know immediately. One of your breasts will deflate. It might be a little bit of stinging because it is the saltwater solution, but your body will absorb it like that. So that's something that you don't really have to worry about except for having one deflated breast. But with the silicone implant, there's the whole silent leak where it can actually rupture, but you may not know because silicone has come so far now to where it's so cohesive and such a gel-like substance that you may have a small leak and not even know it. That is why the FDA recommends anyone who has silicone implants to have a breast MRI every 2 years, just so you can see if there is a leak because you may not know. I almost forgot one of the most important parts. What does it feel like? Well, a saline implant can be a little more firm depending on how much breast tissue you start out with. So let's say you start out with an A cup. Well, a saline implant is going to feel more firm than somebody who starts out with a B or a C because they have more breast tissue on top of the implant. Now with a silicone implant, you're pretty much guaranteed for it to be a little more squishy, a little more breast-like. It'll feel like breast tissue much more than a saline will. That also depends on the breast tissue. Something to consider about your breast implant size. Now, I told you before that the saline implants don't come pre-filled and the silicone do. Well, a silicone implant only goes up to 800 cc's, and then past that you have to get a saline implant. Because of the silicone being pre-filled, if it was any bigger than 800 cc's, your incision site's going to have to be pretty large to be able to fit the implant into that small site. So if you're wanting something over 800 cc's, you're going to want to go with, well, you can only go with saline. Saline can go up to from between 800 cc's to 2,000 cc's. So there you go. So I kind of gave you a 30,000 foot view of the differences between saline and silicone implants, what they're filled with, how both shells are made of silicone, the incision sites, what they feel like, and the ruptures and what you need to do if you have one. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was entertaining, and I can't wait to do this again.